Yeah, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here. All right, today is another rainy day here in Southern California. It's been a very slow start of the year. It's just been a very slow start of the year. But, like I said, well, spring officially started yesterday. So let's see how this spring season goes. Hopefully the rain is gonna stop soon. Just because, again, I get a lot of cancellations or a lot of, we'll wait till the rain ends and stuff like that. So let's hope the rain ends soon. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below anything you want to learn about or know about, or you want any topics you need me to go over. It could be about anything about this business, pressure washing, mobile detailing in general, window cleaning, whatever. If you need help with marketing and things like that, let me know. All right, so this episode, like the title says, is essentially how to hold yourself accountable, right? So holding yourself accountable is pretty easy when you're just an employee, right? Like, you don't want to hear it from the boss. Like, you basically have someone telling you what to do. But once you make the transition over from employee to boss, sorry, I had to get some Red Bull up in me. Especially if you've never been like in a managerial position or some kind of lead position where you direct and manage people. It's quite the learning curve. Luckily, I was exposed to that part of the world very young in my career when I was an executive chef. So I learned how to hold myself accountable. And then I learned later in life, when I was my first chef position, was another crazy time of learning how to be holding yourself accountable and stuff. Because, like I said, going from employee to business owner or employee to manager, it's the same. Those two are interchangeable, but the what you have to learn now is a little bit different, right? So when you're just an employee, right, you're doing the work that your boss told you to do with or without supervision. But today I have to do this, and this. And then if you don't do it right, if you have a decent boss or a boss that, gives a fuck, they'll tell you, hey, what's going on? You didn't get this done yesterday when I told you to, yada, 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 right? And so what are you going to do, right? If you're a good employee or, you care, you're going to work a little bit harder next time and get the job done. Because, again, your boss doesn't want to have a conversation just as much as you don't want to hear it. So, you're going to work a little bit harder and get the job done, right? But once you're the boss, right, there's no one to tell you what to do. So now you have a lot of free time to do with it what you want, right? So when I was an executive chef and a car salesman, especially when I was an executive chef, I come to work, I'm the supervisor, right? So, there's certain things of my day I know I have to do, but once those are done, I'm kind of just bouncing around the kitchen and stuff. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, but there's no one necessarily to tell me what to do or what I should be doing. So I have to learn. That's when I started my list system. So it's, triage, basically. Most important to least important. What can be delegated out? Again, what's most important? What tasks are most important that have the quicker deadline or need to be done ASAP compared to shit that I can kind of keep pushing on and off. Again, and then back when I was a car salesman, you technically have a boss, but he's doing something else, like ordering cars, handling deals, blah, 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 running credits. So you have 8 hours or 10 hours, whatever, as a car salesman to kind of do whatever you want. Either you're on the phone, you're on point, or you're talking with a customer. But if you aren't doing any of those three things, you have to generate leads by being on social media and stuff like that. So my first couple of days as a car salesman was kind of hard because I was just I didn't know what to do with my day because I'm a new car salesman. I don't have a clientele, so I have to cold call. And then when I didn't want to cold call, you're cold emailing. And when you're not cold emailing, you're on the point, which is standing in front of the dealership, trying to pick up people walking onto the lot or driving up to the lot. So, I had to, before I do those things that I know I'm supposed to do, I have to fill in my day with other things like finding a used car to post on Facebook, finding a used car or another car to put to spotlight on my social media, stuff like that, right? So transitioning back, that's kind of my experience. So transitioning back into being a business owner here as a window cleaner, right? Or maybe you're a mobile detailer or a pressure washer, right? You wake up and say you don't have any jobs for today. What do? Right? Like you need to figure out, I always think you should have your day structured, right? So back when I lost my job and I was doing window cleaning full time during the winter, which is a bad time to, one, lose your job, and two, be in the window cleaning game because there's not a lot of work. But anyways, so some days I would wake up and I wouldn't do anything, right? And I'm like, man, I didn't do anything productive today. So that's when I started getting a list together. All right, from this time, because I knew if I didn't structure my day, I'm gonna wake up at whatever time and play with my kid and, I'll do a little bit today of this and that. And I wouldn't do anything. So I started structuring my day. All right, from this time to this time, answer emails and stuff like that. From this time to this time, start cold calling businesses for commercial work. From this time to this time, hang out with my kid, because at this point my kid kind of had a structured morning. So by the time my kid goes to sleep for his nap, okay, now I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do cold door-to-door selling or canvassing for a commercial route or leaving business cards or putting up flyers or something, and then, closing out the day, seeing if anyone, with whatever closing out the day would be. So that's what I structured my stuff was. But again, this all goes back to holding yourself accountable. Like I said, holding yourself accountable means getting stuff done at a reasonable manner and not procrastinating. And if you do procrastinate, you got to get yourself in check and, stop procrastinating. Because the biggest thing that's going to hurt your business is I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll do it, I'll start next week. It's kind of like, when you're trying to lose weight or something, I'll start on Monday, because this weekend, you want to do whatever it is you want to do. You want to eat all the crap you want or whatever. So same thing with business. Oh, on the weekend, nobody really wants to get cold called or nobody wants to get, door knocked or something. So you'd be like, I'll start on Monday. Then Monday comes around and, you do what you're going to do. But like I said, there's no one there to tell you, come on, bro, get out there and clean those, get some work, The only thing that's going to tell you to do that is you. So that's why it all goes hand in hand. Structure your day. If you really want to start that pressure washing business, you really want to start that window cleaning business, you really want to start, detailing cars, you're going to have to just get out there and do it, right? Like, that's what I did, how I started my window cleaning company. I wanted to start it. I called some businesses and they were like, yes, we need it. Come do it. I did it. And then it kind of just went from there. So that's what I mean. That's why I mean, like, that you need to hold yourself accountable. The best way for me is, you gotta structure your day, just whatever that may be. As long as you follow and stick to it, just like you were clocking into a job. And, just like you're clocking into a job, you know what you're supposed to do every day, and just do it. Set goals. Set attainable goals, right? Because if you set unrealistic or unattainable goals, not only are you, let's say you don't accomplish them, not only are you going to bum yourself out, you're going to unmotivate yourself to want to even pursue that and continue working on that, because you're going to feel defeated. You're going to feel like you couldn't get the job done, right? So this is back when, I've always set when I was climbing the corporate ladder, trying to become an executive chef, I always gave myself 2-year goals, 1-year goals, 2-year goals. So I always had a timeline for everything I wanted to do in my life. Okay, by 21, I want to be sous chef. By 22, I want to be this, and I accomplished my goals, 2 years earlier than I wanted to be. I wanted to be executive chef by 26. I was executive chef by 24. I wanted to be sous chef by, I accomplished everything in that career. The only thing that's left is like a regional position, but that position is hard to come by unless you work with a new company or you basically got to wait out for some old head to die or retire because they're not going anywhere, right? So anyways, as I'm saying, you need to give yourself attainable goals. Another example of mine is when I was a car salesman, you needed to sell 12 cars just to keep your job. Well, that was like one of the old rules that the managers would say, like, if you want to keep working here next month, you got to sell 12 cars at least, right? So, that was my number, 12 cars. When I first got hired, it was basically the manager broke it down. You want to be a 25 to 30 car salesman, you sell one a day. Obviously, that math doesn't come out to that because you don't work 30 days a week. 30 days a month. You work maybe 22, 24 if you take 5 days, if you work 5 days. But anyways, so one day we were in stand-up, our daily morning meeting, and our boss went around the room and said, hey, he went on this passionate speech trying to hype us up. And so he went around the room, what's your goal for the month for selling cars? And of course, everyone is like 30 cars, 20 cars, 25 cars, 40 cars, which again, is it doable? Yes. But the top 5 guys that were selling cars was 25 and below, 20 to 25, right? But it's doable. It really is if you're a good salesman. But anyways, so when he got to me, I was like 12 cars, my G. And some people laugh, but my boss respected it because I wasn't bullshitting him. I kept it real. I knew, I want to keep my job. I want to sell at least 12 cars to prove myself. Anything above that is golden, right? So that's why you want to set attainable goals, but also goals that are attainable enough that you could destroy that goal, because that's going to motivate you even more, right? So let's say, when you sell that 12th car and you're only like 2 weeks into the month, you're like, fuck yeah, got 12 cars already. Everything after this is fucking so much extra money. And so you go out there, you have more motivation to sell that one more car, sell another 2 cars. You want to stay late to get that last sale. You want to come in on your day off to fucking crush it. Goes with this. Like when I first started, I got one commercial route, one commercial business. I was like, fuck yeah. So what did I do? I kept going to businesses in that area to keep it going because, it already went well. So I want to build off that momentum because people can detect your body language, and if you're feeling good like that, you just made a sale, you're oozing confidence, so you want to keep that going. It's just like when you're cold calling and your first couple cold calls are going to suck. So